Hello, this is teddygaming and welcome back to another weird video, because today's one we're going to be looking at the new tmnt and Stranger Things crossover. Yes, you heard that right, tmnt is going to be crossing over with Stranger Things. I don't really know why they're doing this crossover. For me, it just seems a little bit weird and I don't really know what story they could be telling and stuff like that. It just comes off as very weird, I would say. So many things with some sort of questioning now with Turtles and this whole crossover. But at the same time, who knows, this could be fun, but I somewhat question it right now. So yeah, basically last night, RW announced on Twitter, I think also Instagram, like lots of social media places, saying that basically this summer, the new tmnt and Stranger Things crossover will be coming out, and it's going to be interesting. So, okay, so yeah, let's look at the actual thing. So the people who are going to be working on this crossover, we got Cameron Chittock, who's going to be writing the crossover, and also got Vero Penci, who's currently doing the tmnt ongoing series for the other game. He's going to be doing the artwork, so that does sound really interesting. I don't know too much about Cameron Chittock so far, but I've got a feeling I might know a bit of his work, maybe even looked into him. So looking into looking actually into the actual description of it. So for this issue, the description is 11 Max, Dustin, Mike, Will and Lucas looking forward to some non-threatening fun field trip to New York City with a gang hundreds of miles away from Hawkins. They're sure to catch a break at this time. That is until they encounter a threat both bizarre and familiar, and some allies that are just bizarre. This summer, the kids from Hawkins meet the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So yeah, that's the description for this issue. So overall, I think that this description does sound really interesting, I would say. And, well, I don't really know all too much about Stranger Things. It does seem a bit interesting, and I'm quite glad that I don't really go into much of the actual story itself, and they just give like the basic knowledge or basically information that you need for this crossover. Basically, these two are meeting, and that's all you really need to know. So I'm sort of glad they're not really like giving away any information about what's going to be happening in the story, but at the same time, I'm not too sure what they could be doing for an actual story. As mentioned, I don't really think that these two characters would really work all too well, because I mean, Stranger Things, again, I don't really know all too much about it, but at the same time, they don't really do too much fighting and stuff like that. I know Eleven has powers, but I'm not too sure about that, so I don't really know what we're going to be doing for a story. So yeah, and then also like two other things which I do think is worth pointing out here, is also one, they haven't mentioned what version of Turtles this is, because, well, I'd say that with the big variety of version of Turtles there are now, I'd say it's somewhat a bit important to know if there's going to be a new series of Turtles, or it's just going to be a brand new, or you know, like a pre-existing ones. Now, going off all the covers which they've released so far, it does seem as though that it's going to be more based off the Mirage Comics Turtles. However, some covers do have the Turtles with the multicolored bandanas, so again, I don't really know what version of Turtles they're going for. Now, the next thing which I do want to point out is the fact that they've not announced if it's going to be a mini-series or if it's going to be a one-shot thing. Now, on all the covers, they do have the number 1 on it. Now, the thing is with that, this could mean pretty much anything. It could mean a one-shot, or it could mean like the first issue. And with both like the announcement for this series and also the description for this issue, they don't really go into detail saying if it's going to be a mini-series or a one-shot. I've got a feeling it's probably going to be a mini-series just because, you know, get more stuff out of it. But at the same time, I don't even know what to really say about it, but just, yeah, I just want some more information about the series just because I have so many questions about it. So yeah, when we do look back at these toys, which I must admit they do look pretty cool when they were coming out, and I must admit we did have a lot of questions why they were doing this crossover, but I must admit, looking back on it now, it does seem a bit more obvious that they was going down this route, and I must admit, like, looking at these characters here, seeing them interact, it does seem a bit interesting, I would say, here, and I must admit they do look really cool. So when we do look at the other one, we've got Mikey, I think it's Will? I'm not too sure really the names, because again, I don't know all too much about Stranger Things, but we've got this character here. They do look really cool, and again, looking back at it now, this really should have been a lot obvious. Who is this one? Levin and Leo. Again, look really cool. Again, it should have been a lot more obvious. Then we've got Raph and this guy. I don't really know who he is, but yeah, it looks cool, I would say. Yeah, but I still don't really see too much point of this crossover. Okay, so actually looking into the actual covers itself, these are somewhat interesting. So for the cover A, and this is also gets a bit more interesting in a minute, because we do have this one which we do have by Pharaoh Penchi. I must admit, it does look really cool. We've got Strange Things at the top and Toes at the bottom. Don't really know why they're positioned that way, but either way, I must admit this one looks really cool and really interesting. We got the next one, which is also a cover A, but I've got a feeling it's going to be a cover B because it's something in a minute. And we've got this one with Leonardo Fighting 11, I'm pretty sure that's her name. And then we've got Splinter and that other kid down there, they're watching them. This one does seem a bit more interesting and really going into more the crossover aspect of it. I must admit, it does look really cool. But again, I still don't really see much point for this. Then we've got the next one, which is a cover C. We've got, I think it's either Mikey or Raph. I've got a feeling that with the with them going back to red bandana thing, it's really going to confuse us a lot more now, and yeah, that could go a few ways in terms of that. I must admit, this one looks really cool and giving more that Stranger Things type of vibes, as well as Turtles vibes with the like creepiness and sewers. I do like the vibe of this one. Must admit, also do like how this toe is drawn. I want to know who this one is. I hate the red bandanas now. We've got cover RI, which I don't know if this is 110 exclusive or anything. We do have the Turtles and Stranger Things characters at a barbecue or something, or picnic in the park. Again, it looks cool, and I must admit, this I don't know, I think this one will have to grow on me a bit, but I must admit, it looks really interesting. We then have this one, which I must admit, this one looks really amazing. And yeah, so then also, I don't know, I think it's just the colours, or maybe it's the artwork. I don't know who the artist is for this one, but it looks so amazing. We'd definitely like to see this artist come back and do some more toe stuff and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing this one, but yeah, this one just works. I don't know why or how, but yeah, wow, that one just yeah, wow. I don't know why, but I'm really liking that one. Then for the final one, which I must admit I do think is really interesting, just because this one would have the Stranger Things monster. I don't know who that is. But then we have the tmnt arcade cabinet, which I do find that to be quite interesting because, yeah. But then also with the turtles themselves, they do have the what was it, the, like belt buckles, which is like something which you would see in the 80s turtles. So I don't know if maybe this artist is going for more the 80s turtles look. Again, I have so many questions about all this, so many, and I doubt we're gonna get any answers. But yeah, this one looks interesting. I think this one I'd like to see in colour first before making any decisions if it's gonna be looking good or bad or not. But yeah, wow. I just want to go back to this cover first of all. This one was just amazing. But yeah, overall, I do think that I have so many questions about this series. I can't exactly say that I'm looking forward to this one as much as some of the other ones, but I do think that overall it seems pretty interesting. Looking forward to seeing the actual story itself, but other than that, I just don't really see much point for this one, and just think it's probably one of the more weirder ones. But again, it could be good. I'm still holding out hope for it, but at the same time, I don't really know what else to really say. It's just, but yeah. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this crossover, as I got a feeling that a lot of people probably gonna have mixed feelings. As I was looking online on Instagram when I was talking about it, and it seems that a lot of people don't really know or how to really feel about it, because they're looking forward to it because of Turtles, but I don't really think it's gonna work too well because of the Stranger Things stuff. So yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. If you do something, please share, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.